Okay, everyone, that was good. We can do 10% better. That was beautiful. Very, very good.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the movie Eternals. And as far as this movie goes, a lot of people are piling onto it. I do feel like a lot of people are talking crap about it simply because it's trendy. But I want to offer some of my personal criticism towards this film, where I think the film did good and where changes should have been made. As far as the movie Eternals goes, there is a lot of high concept morality in this film, and there is a crazy amount of characters. There are essentially 10 main characters and side characters as well introduced in this film, and that does cause the film to suffer. Even though the film is about 2.5 hours long, you don't really feel like you get to spend enough time with any of the characters. Aside from maybe one or two of the main characters, pretty much everyone's story arc is either cut short or doesn't really have time to fully materialize. As well, because there are so many characters in this film, many of the main high concepts and morality dilemmas in the film doesn't really get to be fully realized. For example, the film does play with the moral dilemma of allowing the people of a planet to die if it eventually allows potentially hundreds or thousands of other planets with people to exist. Essentially, do you let a few people die so that many people can live? As well, it does play with the morality of free will and whether or not you should allow this to exist if it leads to more suffering, or whether or not essentially demigods should interfere or not interfere with the natural order of things. These are all high moral concepts that do exist within the film. There is also betrayal, love, emotions, and very flawed demigods. But I'm not saying that none of these work and that there isn't enjoyment in this film. There's actually quite a few scenes and character moments, as well visuals, that I did enjoy quite a bit. However, I am saying that there is simply too much going on in this movie. There are too many characters, too many high concepts, and moral dilemmas. The film does have all the right parts there, but there just isn't enough time to really address all of them. The deviants are a bit generic as far as villain aliens go, but fortunately I didn't find the battles with them too boring. When it comes to fighting generic aliens, it can get a bit dry after a while, but the fight scenes were fairly good, and the film doesn't overly focus on the deviants because once again, they're just one part of many things going on in this film. I did very much enjoy every scene that had the Celestials in this film. The Celestials are massive in size, and one thing this film does really good is showing just the scope of how large they are compared to a normal human. Once again, I'm saying the visuals of this film were quite good in many scenes. The cast did do a pretty good job in their character roles, but once again, they didn't really have a lot to work with. I feel like if they were given more screen time, they could have really showed the characters a bit more and their story arcs could have developed a lot more than what we were able to get. But getting to my main point, I do think this film should have been a Disney Plus TV show. As I have highlighted, nothing was really given enough screen time. There is just too many concepts and too many characters in one film. Even with a long runtime, nothing was really given enough attention. Yes, there is plenty of enjoyment in this film, but there could have been so much more if simply there was enough time to develop the storyline. I do believe that this film is probably one of the more ambitious Marvel films, simply because they were trying to say a higher message and engage a higher level of thinking than we're used to from Marvel films. But if this was a TV show, this could have been easily developed over the course of a 10-episode TV show. The characters would have gotten the proper time and story arcs that they deserved, and the concepts and moral dilemmas could have been played out in a more satisfying way. I really just can't think of any reason to not have made this into a TV show. It just didn't make any sense trying to fit so much into one movie. I have no doubt that Marvel was hoping for this to be a massive tentpole movie in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, it just falls a bit flat. I do definitely recommend watching this movie because I did actually enjoy it quite a bit. A huge part of that might have been simply because I had such low expectations going into this movie. But I ultimately left the movie theater thinking this wasn't the worst or the best Marvel film. It just had some enjoyment, and it's definitely worth watching. And some of the visuals were quite entertaining to see. But I also felt that it could have been so much more, and the film was just trying to take on too much at one time. But yeah, please give me your thoughts. Do you think this film could have succeeded much more if it was a TV show? Thanks a lot, and have a wonderful day.